Today's automotive engineering produces powertrains designed to exceed 250,000 miles, yet the overwhelming majority fail catastrophically before reaching 100,000 miles, not from design flaws, but from easily preventable neglect. In the next 17 minutes, you'll discover the 14 monthly practices that separate engines reaching 350,000 miles from those requiring rebuilds at 80,000. These aren't complex procedures, they're simple inspections requiring minutes but delivering years of additional service life. Miss just one of these habits, and you could unknowingly cut your engine's lifespan in half. But master all 14, plus the surprising bonus technique at the end that fixes more mysterious car problems than mechanics realize. A hidden culprit behind thousands in unnecessary repairs that takes 5 minutes to prevent, and your engine could easily outlast everything else in your vehicle. Tip number 1. Perform diagnostic code scans. Most mechanical failures develop invisibly for months before dashboard warning lights ever illuminate, silently destroying components while your instrument panel remains reassuringly normal and dark. Contemporary powertrains constantly evaluate hundreds of sensors, emissions controls, performance metrics, and fuel management systems, logging diagnostic codes immediately when parameters drift beyond acceptable ranges, yet they only activate warning indicators when issues become severe enough to impact emissions or drivability. But listen to this. A basic OBD2 scanner connected to the diagnostic port beneath your steering column instantly reveals these hidden malfunctions, providing early alerts about deteriorating oxygen sensors, cylinder misfires, or fuel delivery problems before they leave you stranded or destroy expensive parts. Execute monthly scans, investigate any codes discovered, and resolve pending issues during scheduled maintenance rather than emergency roadside repairs. Consider it preventive healthcare for your vehicle's computer brain. Early intervention beats costly emergency responses. Tip number 2. Monitor engine sound patterns. Most operators drive with audio systems cranked up and windows sealed, completely missing the sophisticated early warning system their power plant provides through distinctive acoustic signatures, yet skilled technicians diagnose malfunctions purely by listening because every component failure produces unique sound characteristics. But that's not all. Experienced vehicle owners separate themselves from expensive repair casualties by silencing entertainment systems, opening windows, and actively listening to engine behavior during various operating scenarios. Knocking during acceleration signals hazardous pre-ignition, capable of destroying pistons. Rapid clicking indicates hydraulic lifter issues or insufficient oil pressure. Squealing typically means belt problems. And grinding sounds often reveal bearing deterioration, requiring immediate intervention. The reason this matters tremendously is timing context. Notice when sounds occur during startup, idling, acceleration, deceleration, or steering, because each condition stresses different systems and exposes specific failure patterns. Your power plant communicates continuously. Successful owners listen attentively enough to detect problems before catastrophic breakdowns. Tip number 3. Monitor oil level and quality. Here's a shocking reality that stumps countless drivers. Approximately 90% of devastating engine destruction originates from one completely avoidable oversight. Your lubricating fluid functions far beyond mere friction reduction. It represents the crucial difference between seamless operation and metal components grinding against each other at thousands of rotations per minute. When lubricant becomes contaminated, develops particulates, or decreases below critical levels, your power plant essentially devours itself, abrading pistons, cylinder surfaces, and bearing assemblies with every operational cycle. It gets crazier when you understand the inspection reveals comprehensive internal health information. Remove the measuring stick after cooling, wipe completely clean, fully reinsert, then assess both volume and visual appearance. Quality lubricant displays amber or dark coloration, while maintaining smoothness, never containing abrasive particles or metallic debris. Replenish when low, replace when contaminated. Minutes of inspection prevent thousands in reconstruction costs. Tip number 4. Detect and address fluid leaks. Your parking area functions as an invaluable diagnostic instrument, revealing your vehicle's hidden secrets each morning through telltale stains that indicate seals, gaskets, and connections gradually deteriorating underneath your automobile. It gets worse. Every droplet ignored today transforms into torrential failure tomorrow, with minor seepage frequently escalating into catastrophic system breakdown during critical moments when reliable transportation becomes essential. Relocate your vehicle from its typical position and carefully examine the surface. Dark petroleum stains suggest engine or transmission leakage. Fluorescent green or orange puddles indicate cooling system problems. Transparent or reddish fluid points toward power steering or brake complications. And any fluid loss signals accelerated component deterioration beyond normal parameters. The reason this inspection proves so valuable involves timing. Discovering leaks early means replacing inexpensive seals instead of rebuilding expensive transmissions. Document every spot traced to its origin and address underlying causes before routine maintenance becomes emergency surgery. Prevention saves substantial money. Tip number 5. Examine coolant system status. Envision this nightmare scenario. You're navigating a remote highway when superheated vapor suddenly explodes from your engine compartment like a volcanic eruption. That's the catastrophic outcome when thermal management systems collapse, converting your power plant into worthless metallic debris within minutes of extreme overheating. Your temperature control network operates under tremendous pressure, perpetually combating heat levels sufficient to liquefy aluminum parts, with only that plastic reservoir preventing normal function from becoming total annihilation. But that's not all. Liquid coloration provides complete diagnostic information about system integrity. Uncontaminated coolant exhibits brilliant green, orange, or magenta appearance, matching your vehicle's requirements, while compromised fluid shows brownish rust or cloudy white coloration, revealing internal breaches or exhaust gas contamination where it doesn't belong. Never remove pressurized caps during hot operation, but consistently verify reservoir levels during cold conditions. Determine root causes before adding replacement fluid. Proper thermal regulation equals dependable performance. Tip number 6. Evaluate air filter performance. Consider your power plant as an enormous atmospheric pump, requiring unrestricted breathing to achieve peak efficiency, and that respiratory function depends entirely on one critical component. Most owners completely forget until mechanical problems emerge. A blocked air filter doesn't merely diminish power output, it forces your engine to struggle for every oxygen molecule, consuming additional fuel while producing reduced performance in a destructive cycle, costing money with each traveled mile. The reason this becomes so important is what the inspection actually reveals about overall engine condition. Extract the filtering element, position it against intense illumination, and when light penetration becomes impossible, your power plant cannot draw adequate airflow either. Gently tap to remove loose debris, but avoid compressed air cleaning that damages filtering materials. Unobstructed filters ensure optimal fuel-air ratios, improved economy, and immediate throttle response. Clean breathing means maximum efficiency. Tip number 7. Service throttle body and airflow sensors. Your engine's throttle assembly resembles the respiratory passage of an endurance athlete. When carbon accumulation builds around opening edges, airflow becomes restricted and the complete breathing mechanism turns labored and inefficient. But listen to this twist. Contemporary power plants depend on accurate airflow measurements from mass airflow sensors to calculate precise fuel delivery quantities, and when this sensitive component becomes contaminated with oil vapors and particulates, it begins providing false information to your computer about actual air entering the combustion chambers. Disconnect the intake tube. Apply throttle body cleaner to the butterfly valve and bore while maintaining slight opening, but never contact MAF sensor elements directly. Utilize only specialized MAF cleaner and allow complete air drying. These components demonstrate extreme sensitivity to contamination and physical contact, making gentle cleaning absolutely essential. Accurate airflow measurement equals perfect fuel delivery and smooth acceleration. Contaminated sensors create cascading malfunctions that perplex owners and technicians. Before we continue with the remaining techniques, take a moment to subscribe if you're finding these maintenance secrets valuable. There's much more automotive knowledge coming that could save you thousands in repairs. Now let's explore the remaining critical monthly habits. Tip number 8. Test PCV valve operation. Have you wondered why certain engines develop thick, viscous deposits that eventually suffocate them completely while others maintain cleanliness for hundreds of thousands of miles? The answer involves a tiny, inexpensive valve most vehicle owners never discover: the positive crankcase ventilation valve, preventing your power plant from literally suffocating in its own emissions and condensation. It gets crazier when you realize this small plastic or metal component, costing under $15, serves as the unrecognized champion, preventing thousands in engine damage by continuously evacuating harmful gases and water vapor that would otherwise transform your lubricant into destructive sludge. Locate the PCV valve attached to your valve cover via rubber tubing, remove it completely, and shake vigorously beside your ear. A functioning valve produces clear rattling sounds, while a seized one remains silent and permits contamination accumulation inside your crankcase. Replace immediately when no rattling occurs. Clean hose connections and restore your engine's ventilation system. This brief inspection prevents expensive internal cleaning procedures. Tip number 9. Apply fuel system treatment. Imagine microscopic resin and carbon accumulations gradually strangling your fuel injectors like arterial blockages, restricting blood flow, limiting the precise spray patterns that contemporary engines require for efficient, complete combustion cycles. Don't stop listening yet. This invisible contamination doesn't merely compromise performance. It generates heat concentration points capable of damaging pistons and valves while forcing your power plant to labor intensively for identical power output you previously achieved effortlessly. Pour quality fuel system cleaner into your tank before complete refueling, allowing the additive to blend thoroughly and circulate throughout your entire delivery network during regular operation, dissolving buildups and restoring correct injector spray characteristics over several hundred driving miles. Select cleaners containing polyethylene amine detergents that genuinely dissolve accumulation rather than temporarily suspending contaminants in gasoline. Premium fuel includes detergent packages providing assistance, but concentrated treatments deliver focused cleaning strength, preventing expensive injector replacement. Precise spray patterns maximize efficiency, clogged injectors waste resources and power. Tip number 10. Check ignition system components. Picture your engine cylinders as individual performers in a synchronized relay, with spark plugs serving as starting signals that launch them into motion. But when electrical connections deteriorate, those cylinders begin faltering, misfiring, and squandering fuel through each incomplete combustion sequence. But that's not all. Spark plug wires and ignition coils degrade progressively, developing resistance that robs power from the electrical discharge precisely when your power plant demands it most, resulting in rough idling, sluggish acceleration, and fuel economy that mysteriously deteriorates over time. Examine plug wires by touch, detecting cracks, brittleness, or soft areas where moisture penetrates, and on coil over plug configurations, inspect for corrosion around terminals and damaged rubber boots permitting water infiltration into sensitive electronics. For dramatic nighttime testing, spray suspected wires with water and observe visible electrical arcing along compromised insulation. Powerful ignition ensures complete combustion and maximum output. Weak electrical discharge equals wasted fuel and gradual engine deterioration. Tip number 11. Clean battery connections. Here's an unexpected revelation that confounds even seasoned operators. Most mysterious electrical malfunctions aren't actually electrical complications at all. They're corrosion issues disguised as complex system failures, originating at battery terminals where acid vapors generate crusty white and greenish deposits functioning like insulators between metallic connections. The reason this creates such widespread problems is that owners ignore these terminals until starting becomes impossible, then blame the battery when the actual culprit involves connections literally being consumed by chemical reactions. Clean terminals using baking soda solution monthly, scrub away all corrosion with wire brushing, then coat with petroleum jelly or terminal protection spray. Verify clamps remain snug without over-tightening. Loose connections create voltage drops, making your complete electrical network behave unpredictably. Your vehicle's computer requires clean, stable power for proper operation. Single corroded terminals trigger cascading strange symptoms, sending owners searching for problems for weeks. Tip number 12. Assess belts and hoses condition. A $25 serpentine belt recently failed and stranded a family for 4 hours in desert conditions last autumn. Their alternator ceased functioning, power steering stopped working, and the engine overheated simultaneously. It gets worse when you discover that belt probably displayed warning indicators for months before finally surrendering completely. Belts develop fractures along their rib surfaces, become glazed and slippery, or begin squealing under load, while hoses turn soft and spongy, or develop tiny stress fractures that leak coolant gradually initially, then catastrophically later. Visually inspect every belt for fraying, cracking, or glazing, then press downward with moderate pressure. It should deflect approximately ½ inch, neither more nor less. Squeeze accessible hoses. They should feel firm and solid, never mushy or extremely rigid. These components fail suddenly and dramatically, typically when you're distant from assistance and desperately require transportation reliability. Early detection prevents roadside emergencies. Tip number 13. Verify tire pressure and wheel alignment. Most operators never recognize they're robbing power from their own power plant every single day through one entirely preventable mistake that costs them hundreds of dollars yearly in squandered fuel and accelerated wear patterns. Underinflated tires generate rolling resistance, forcing your drivetrain to work overtime, while misaligned wheels make your vehicle combat itself with every revolution, burning energy that should propel you forward instead of converting to heat and tire scrubbing. But listen to this twist. Even 3 psi reduction doubles your rolling resistance, and pressure decreases naturally about 1 psi monthly, regardless of tire sealing quality. Verify pressure when tires remain cold using your personal reliable gauge, not questionable ones at service stations, and compare against the specifications on your door placard, not maximum ratings molded into sidewalls. Correctly inflated, aligned tires allow your power plant to operate effortlessly while your budget remains intact. Proper pressure equals effortless power delivery. Tip number 14. Exercise engine at higher RPMs. Against conventional wisdom, constantly babying your power plant with gentle acceleration and minimal RPMs actually generates more complications than benefits, permitting carbon deposits to accumulate on intake valves, combustion chambers, and exhaust passages like soot building in a fireplace, never experiencing intense heat. The reason this happens is that engines are engineered to function efficiently throughout their complete RPM spectrum, and occasional spirited operation performs what technicians call an Italian tune-up, incinerating carbon buildup and freeing sticky piston rings that become gummed during excessive low-speed operation. After your power plant achieves full operating temperature, locate a safe highway section and accelerate decisively through gear ranges, maintaining elevated RPMs for several minutes while observing legal speeds and safe distances. This high-temperature operation vaporizes carbon accumulation, exercises all engine components through complete motion ranges, and maintains internal passages clear of deposits forming during excessive gentle driving. Constant gentleness creates problems that spirited driving prevents. Your power plant requires exercise for optimal health. Bonus tip: electrical ground maintenance. Here's the invisible complication generating more mysterious electrical anomalies than any other single-cause corroded or loose grounding connections, transforming your vehicle's electrical network into an unreliable maze of intermittent failures and phantom symptoms. Contemporary vehicles depend on numerous ground points where electrical circuits complete their pathways through the automobile's metal structure, but these connections corrode over time from road salt, moisture, and galvanic reactions between different metals, creating resistance, making sensors read incorrectly and computers behave erratically. It gets crazier when you realize the symptoms appear random and unconnected. Flickering illumination, false sensor readings, weak fuel pump performance, transmission shifting complications, or engine management issues that disappear and reappear without obvious causes, sending owners and technicians on expensive investigative missions. Locate major ground points near the battery, engine block, and body panels. Disconnect them individually, wire brush both surfaces until bright and clean, then reassemble using dielectric grease preventing future corrosion. Strong grounds remain invisible until spectacular failure occurs. That completes your comprehensive monthly routine. 14 simple practices that silently add decades to your power plant's lifespan, without expensive miracle treatments or complicated procedures. The operators following this routine religiously become those celebrating 300,000-mile vehicles running like new, while others wonder why their engines fail at 20,000 miles despite proper maintenance. If you found this guide valuable, check out our next video revealing the 5 warning signs that predict transmission failure weeks before it happens. Knowledge that could save you from a $4,000 surprise. Final disclaimer: this content is not professional advice. Consult a qualified automotive technician for specific vehicle concerns and repairs.